I'm done with this series. First off, let's just get this out of the way. I'm gonna kind of go over each character, at least main character, why I don't like them, and then I'm gonna go over like the story and why I don't get into the story. I think the animation style of the show is actually pretty good. I don't think it's as great as Clone Wars. It doesn't look nearly as cinematic, but Clone Wars was more of an expensive show, experimental show, and we really shouldn't have expected Rebels to be as good as that. I didn't going into this series, especially in animation style. The voice acting is not as good, and the story's not as good, and the characters are not good, and the whole show's not that good. First off, I like seeing characters like Thrawn and Darth Maul. I like seeing their stories concluded. Not really Thrawn so much, but Thrawn's pretty cool in the show, though. He has some really great moments. I like seeing Ahsoka and kind of her fighting Vader and stuff like that. That's all really good stuff. I kind of like seeing the clones. I kind of don't. I don't like what they did with them and kind of that storyline about Kanan, about how he's afraid of them because in Order 66 they killed everyone he knew. Not on purpose, but like they did that because they didn't realize how corrupt the Republic had become, and there's all these different things that go into that, but Kanan should never have been less weary of those characters within the series. I don't like it. I don't think it was good, and I really can't say it's good. I mean, it's not. It's a bad storyline. I think I don't know. Okay, let's start with Kanan. Kanan is the best character in the show. The stuff he does and says are great. He has the most emotional backstory, intrigue. He has the most story that connects to actual movies and impacts actually canon. He's a great character because he has interesting dynamics with Ezra and things like that. He's just interesting to watch on screen. He's a great character. Ezra is a garbage character. I think Ezra could have been a cool character. The problem is they really care too much about the fall, and they focus too much on his stupid parents. It's like focusing on Rey's parents. It does not matter. If you are interested in Rey, great, that's fine. I think Rey's a fine character and all, but like, she's not that interesting because they're trying to focus on her parents. Her parents don't make her a good character. If I know who her parents are, it doesn't help anything except a little bit of the bad writing, like her being related to Palpatine, but then it creates some more bad writing. That's enough talk about Rise of Skywalker, okay? But the point is, it's a lot of that type of writing. I don't like it. And he's annoying. In every single episode, he's making bad jokes and kind of being annoying. I really hate him in the show. Sabine is an interesting character, I guess, but she's like, I think it's weird that this character is 16 years old because everything she does, she has so much that she's done. It almost feels like that she's like 20 to 30 years old. I guess it's just so like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. She's kind of dumb. I don't like her character, honestly, that much. I think she's fine and all, but like, they should have aged her up a little bit. Maybe they should have made her less of just kind of like, oh, I'm just a cute, hot girl, I guess. I mean, she does some interesting stuff. I think Zeb is actually a cool character that actually had a few episodes about Lasats and cool backstory. I think his character dynamic with Agent Kallus and how he betrays the Empire eventually because of Zeb, I think that is fantastic. I don't like Chomper in the show. I think he's just an annoying little droid that doesn't really help anybody ever, really. I mean, he helps people, but not really. I don't really care for Hera too much either. I don't really have a reason. I just don't get into Hera that much. She's just not a character I like. I mean, she's fine and all, but she's a whatever. It's not, yeah, I don't like most of the characters in the show. Some are subjective, but most of the time it's just because there's a lot of bad writing. I also don't like Hondo. I know Hondo was in the Clone Wars, and I know that he came up many times, but In this show, he just kind of interrupts story episodes. I liked the first few episodes he was in because it was like, well, okay, this character doesn't really impact the story. They're just little fun adventures. But now he's like showing up in the series finale. He's showing up in the season 3 opener, and just like major story beats, like as if we're supposed to care about freaking Hondo. Hondo's dumb. He does the same thing every time he shows up. He's annoying. I don't like that character. I also don't get into just a lot of the story. Because the last story, it's a story-driven show, but it doesn't have a goal it's reaching to. Like, when the show ended, I'm like, oh, it ended? Like, what were they trying to progress to? I don't even understand the point of it. Overall, I don't like the show. The story isn't that great. There's a lot of bad character writing. There's a lot of annoying characters. There's some bad story beats and bad writing. I just cannot get into this show. But that's all I have to say about this show. Simpsons Season 7 should be my next review of a season at least. I finished with Rebels. I'm doing Clone Wars and Simpsons side by side. So I'm going to get through those shows. Hopefully I can get through Clone Wars by the end of the summer. That's my goal. I'm on Season 3. I'm also skipping through more episodes so that way if there's an episode that's not interesting me and I don't really want to watch, I don't have to watch it. Because I think that just makes it easier, and I can get through the show a lot faster. And like I said, I really want to get to Season 7, so we'll see how that turns out.